Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling that really common feeling, knowing what you need to do, but just feeling completely stuck.
Inertia.
Exactly. And we've looked at some interesting material that suggests maybe laziness isn't quite the right word. It might be a signpost for something else.
Right. Something more complex going on underneath. The sources we've gone through, they really challenge that idea of it being just a simple character flaw.
So the mission today is to unpack that and hopefully give everyone listening some practical ways to get moving again.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first up, this idea that laziness isn't always laziness. Sometimes it's overwhelm.
Yes, exactly. Overwhelm disguised as apathy.
Mm-hmm.
Think about like a massive project landing on your desk.
Right.
The sheer size, maybe it's poorly defined. Just thinking about where to start can feel like too much. So you avoid it.
And that looks like laziness from the outside,
Yeah.
right? But
Right.
really, you're just swamped.
Completely swamped. It's a cognitive overload thing leading to inaction.
Okay. And it's not just size, is it? The sources also talked about fear of failure, procrastination as a mask.
Definitely. That's a big one. You put off starting because, well, what if you try and it's not good enough?
Avoiding the potential bad feeling.
It's a self-protection mechanism, really.
Mm.
Delaying means you delay the possibility of, not meeting expectations, yours or someone else's. It's not about lacking desire. It's managing vulnerability.
That makes sense. Then there's another angle, mental burnout. But maybe without a clear label, like you just feel drained.
Right. And you might just think, oh, I'm being lazy today, but actually your mental batteries are just
Yeah.
empty, genuine exhaustion.
Which brings us to that quote you mentioned earlier. What was it?
Laziness is not a character flaw. It's a signal.
That really shifts things, doesn't it?
It does. It prompts you to ask, okay, what is this signaling? Am I overwhelmed? Am I afraid? Am I just burned out?
Instead of just beating yourself up. Okay, so if those are some underlying causes, why do we get stuck? The material mentioned the myth of motivation.
Oh, yeah. This idea that you have to wait to feel inspired or motivated before you can act.
Which never happens when you actually need it to.
Pretty much. The science actually suggests it often works the other way around. Action creates motivation. Just starting, even small, can generate that feeling.
Action before motivation, okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the perfectionism thing, the perfection trap.
Wanting everything to be flawless right from the start, it's paralyzing.
Because it never is perfect at the start.
Exactly. So you don't start at all. And that links to the all or nothing mindset too. If I can't do this whole thing perfectly right now, I won't do any of it.
Right, which leads to nothing.
Yeah.
It feels like our brains are kind of wired for the easy route, avoiding effort.
Well, yeah, there's a natural inclination towards comfort and conserving energy. It takes conscious effort to override that initial resistance.
So let's talk strategies. Practical stuff. The 2-minute rule came up. Sounds simple.
It is, and that's the beauty. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, just do it. No, don't put it off.
Like answering a quick email or putting a dish in the dishwasher.
Precisely. It breaks the inertia. It builds momentum. These tiny wins add up. It lowers that activation energy needed to get going.
And that connects back to the action before motivation idea.
Absolutely. Do the 2-minute thing and suddenly maybe the next step doesn't feel so daunting.
I also liked the environment hack, making the good stuff easy and the bad stuff hard.
Yeah, structuring your surroundings to support your goals. Simple things, like you said, maybe putting your phone in another room if you need to focus, or laying out your workout clothes the night before.
Removing friction for the things you want to do.
And adding friction for the things you want to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's accountability. Accountability equals energy.
How does that work?
Just telling someone, a friend, a colleague, what you intend to do. It creates a little bit of positive external pressure.
Ah, okay. So you're less likely to bail if someone might ask you about it later.
Exactly. It taps into our social nature. And it can boost your own internal drive, too.
And that last one was quite profound, I thought. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for.
Think about how you'd encourage or sometimes firmly guide a friend or maybe a child you care about. We rarely offer ourselves that same level of compassionate discipline.
We're often much harder on ourselves, aren't we?
Way harder. So this is about finding that balance, being kind, understanding when you slip up, but also holding yourself to your commitments, like you would for someone you're responsible for helping.
So a big part of this whole thing seems to be just shifting perspective, realizing laziness isn't like who you are.
Absolutely. It's not your identity. It's a state or a signal, like we said.
And the sources suggested reframing thoughts.
Yeah, instead of, ugh, I'm so lazy. Maybe try thinking, okay, I'm feeling resistance right now, and I'm
Mm.
learning how to act even when I don't feel like it.
That feels more empowering, less judgmental.
It's moving towards a growth mindset.
Mhm.
And crucially, celebrating the small wins. Every little bit of progress counts.
Don't wait for some massive breakthrough. Just focus on the next small step.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Build those small victories. They create momentum. They build self-trust. It all ties together.
Okay, so to wrap up, the main takeaway seems to be what we call laziness is often a symptom, maybe overwhelm, fear, burnout. The key is to listen to that signal
Identify the real obstacle.
and then use these small practical strategies like the 2-minute rule, sorting your environment, getting accountable, being kinder but firm with yourself to just consistently take small actions.
You got it. It's about understanding the signal, then acting strategically, not just forcing yourself through sheer willpower, which often fails anyway.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening, reflecting on all this, which idea resonates most? What signal might your feeling of laziness be sending you?
And maybe, just maybe, what's one tiny 2-minute step you could take, like right now, based on that? Just
Yeah.
something to ponder.